Hi everyone, we are here back for Wednesday Wonders with So Steady and DM Quilting. Donna McCauley has an amazing, wonderful template that we're releasing today for all of you. Donna, this has been one of those templates that's been like kind of in the on the how would I say this, on the back burner. Like we haven't released it for a little while, and I'm super excited that we finally are doing this. So tell us, what is the new template that you're releasing today?
Well, we have the wishbone templates, and there are four in the set, four different sizes available. So we also have a handout. Be sure and get that.
Oh, yeah. Let me go ahead and before we dive too far into the amazing wishbone templates, because I think that there are so many awesome ideas, I want to kind of give everybody a reminder of how we win today and how our giveaways work. So we're going to have some live demoing happening. Donna is going to inspire us a little bit with some different designs she's created with this template. And then we're going to ask all of you to participate. So a few ways to win today. Number one way to win is to go to our Facebook page. We've got a amazing post that you can contribute to on the So Steady Facebook page. And what we're asking you is for you to tell us what this template makes you wonder what you could do. So we've already seen some awesome thoughts on that. We had someone comment that it'd be great for a cowboy quilt, which I love. A lot of folks are seeing tulips. Oh, that's like one of my favorite flowers. So I think that's a fun one. And we even had someone suggested it might be, what was it, Donna? They're great for Thanksgiving. I saw a Thanksgiving one that I thought would be kind of fun. So we're going to encourage all of you to go ahead and contribute to that post on Facebook. Share how it makes you wonder. And that post, what you're going to win with that one is kind of the big prize. So if you contribute to that post, the big prize winner is going to win the entire template set of wishbone templates. And we'll show you what those look like. The wishbone template sets, I'm going to show you really quick on our website. So that is the template set right there. It's a 4-piece set, and it comes in multiple sizes. So that is going to be the amazing prize that you're going to win if you contribute to that Facebook post. I went ahead and posted a link to that. The other way to win today is going to be to share this post. So go ahead and click the share button if you're on Facebook, and we will go ahead, and anyone that's sharing from the So City Facebook, you are going to go ahead and be entered into an opportunity to win $10. Every 25 shares, we're going to give away $10 to our So City website. So that's another way to win. And then we'll have one more giveaway that we're going to announce a little bit later, and that has to do with some of Donna's amazing other work. So we're going to go ahead and tease you on that one. But all of these prizes we're going to give away towards the end of the session. So we're going to let Donna inspire us. We're going to give everybody a chance to post to the Facebook page, and we're going to give everybody a chance to do some sharing. So share to win the $10, and post, and tell us what you can do with this template. And now let's have Donna tell us everything she's done so far. Look at all those different designs Donna's already created. Wow.
This is really crazy. All of these right here have come from the wishbone templates. Now there's four different sizes, and so any of these designs could be done with each one of the sizes. It's just so versatile. It's unreal. We're going to actually take a look at the stitch sample here in just a minute, but I want to show you this. Stacy's posted the link where you can print off your 3 pages of information, and the back page is even some instructions. So let's move this out of the way. Take a real quick peek at some of the patterns that are in that. This one here is one we've had on Facebook for a few days. And so you've probably already seen that. I think that tulips is a good explanation for what it reminds a lot of people of. I also had someone call me and tell me it looks like lotus blossoms. And so we just have lots of cool things. Look here. This is one that is half of a full pattern. So if we use a 2-inch template, we're going to have a 4-inch size. This could go doubled as it is in a border, could even do continuous rows for some all over stitching. And here's another different design. Just different combinations of how the template is turned and moved, the numbers of rotations and things like that gives all these different looks. This one here now, look at that. With the echo around the outside, it has one size, and then part of a larger one creates kind of a Celtic knot look. And here is a sample of how we could complete some edge to edge all over quilting with continuous rows. Another partial border element could continue right on down the row. Just lots and lots of things. I haven't completely removed all of my basting stitches here on my binding, so please forgive that. Here's another pattern that's really just kind of interesting. Lots and lots of ways to do it. These can be stitched with a single template. Let's see, I think we can see those right up in this area. This is the large 4.5 inch. Now these are actual stitch sizes, 4.5, 3.5, 2.5, and 2 inch. So once they're combined and twisted and turned and rotated and flipped and flopped, we have all kinds of different things that we can do. So I see someone is making a comment that it's almost a snowflake pattern. And you know, that's exactly right. I think you can look at each one of these and find something different in all of them. One of the things though here that I want to just talk about for a second, there is a little bit of thread buildup right in the center. So if you're completing this pattern, which is 2 sizes, a larger one and a small one in the middle, you're going to get a little bit of a, it's not a knot, but it's a little bit of a thread. So we want to kind of go slow and be careful in that area. Other than that, it's just simply stitch the template.
I love the one right here that says that could be a coral or seaweed or a fish theme.
I think that we can probably think of a lot of ways to use it. This one right over here is kind of the coral look.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
So, you know, your fabric and your thread colors all changes it. I try to use some thread that's going to show up on the fabric so you can see it. But, you know, you can tell here that all kinds of combinations are possible.
I love that. Such a fun template. So many possibilities. And I love that you're sharing with them all the different ideas that you have, and then that we're all getting inspired with each other and how you could incorporate this into different quilt projects that you're working on. But I love the cowboy quilt idea too. I think that's super fun. So anyone that's posting right here, make sure to take that over to those ideas over to our Wednesday Wonder post. It's at the very top of the Sew Steady page to win a chance to win the whole set of templates. I want to take all of those amazing ideas and make sure you get to take advantage of those.
Oh, I think it would be kind of fun to go through those and see how many of them we might be able to incorporate into a particular pattern for maybe a centerpiece or a table runner. I would like to see someone brave enough to address these and use some template. I think this pattern right here would be really interesting with all the combinations of spaces in there. Now, this is a little bit smaller template that was used, but if you use a larger one, of course, you're going to fill a bigger area, but you're going to have a little bit bigger sizes to work with as far as the cutaway is. And so I think it's just really, really fun, all the different kinds of things that we can do. We can just dream away.
Yeah, I love the spurs for the cowboy boots. That's perfect. So fun.
I also heard flip-flops come out of this. And so being in Arizona, I think that's probably our national or our state shoe. So someone was able to identify that as the top part of the flip-flops.
Oh, sure. I see that. That's fun.
Yeah. So lots of things here. Shall we see how they stitch out?
I absolutely think we should. I wanted to give everybody an update on our shares. We actually already have 20, we've already reached 25 shares. So we're already going to give away our first prize right now. We're getting, we want everybody to keep working towards 20 or 50 shares if you can. That would be amazing. But with already reaching 25 shares, we're going to go ahead and pick our lucky winner so far. Is going to be Beth Collis as the first winner for the $10 in Sew Steady bucks that you can use towards Sew Steady or Wesley Design products right there on our website. If you want to go ahead and use it in a local retail store, you can just use that coupon code that we're giving you, and they'll be able to take advantage of that $10 discount for you as well. So Beth Collis is our first winner for shares. Keep on sharing, everybody.
Well, congratulations. And so what happens after we have the shares and comments then? We have different ways where folks can win a set of the templates.
Yeah, so they are going to be posting to the image that we posted a couple days ago, and we asked them to share with us what they wonder they could do with this template. It's on the top of the Facebook page for Sew Steady. I'll go ahead and send a link over to that post again, but that's where you're going to go ahead and give us what you could do with this template, and we're going to pick one winner from that post. So you have this entire show to go ahead and get your comments on that as well.
Oh, very good. So here are the templates. Like I said, we have a 2-inch, 2.5, 3.5, and a 4-inch. And so when we are stitching from the center, as this one is, we can have any combination of rotations that we use, whether it's 4, 6, 8, 12, 24, 16, 32, however many you want. And all of that is going to determine what your finished design comes out as, because you're going to have overloop, lap, loops, and some straight spots where they don't connect with anything but the next one, and all different kinds of things like that. The size of the template that you use is going to be twice whatever the template is. Your overall design is going to be twice whatever the template. So a 3.5-inch template is going to give you a 7-inch design. So let's move that back out of the way. 4.5, 3.5, 2.5, and 2. Now these are available in a 4-piece set, but also individually. Is that correct, Stacy?
That is correct. Yeah, you can go ahead and purchase those individually on the website as well. And like you said, they're available in 4 different sizes: 2, 2.5-inch, 3.5-inch, and 4.5-inch. But if you do like the spinning designs, you're going to get much bigger sizes with those.
Correct. So that's one thing that is kind of nice here. Let's move the camera around so we can see a little bit more and do some quilting, okay? Turn this camera around. Now that looks like, to me, like it's pretty clear. How is it for all of you? So let's do right here. I want to show you what happens. We're going to kind of create a little pattern. On the template, we have our horizontal lines, and vertical lines. Let's move out of the marking so you can actually see. Now they're all the same. I just picked one up here. Here's our vertical center line runs through the center of the pattern. We have a top or bottom and other end. So this is where our needle would stop. And you can kind of use that in your guideline markings. Here is a horizontal center coming right across through here. So some of the patterns we line up on this horizontal center, others are top or bottom, depending on what we're doing. And some of them, which is really kind of fun, we use all of the markings, and that's what we're going to do here. So I have marked out 8 rotations on my fabric, but we're going to line up with our bottom line and our center vertical and see what happens. So it doesn't really matter where you start on this because we're going to go all the way around with our pattern, all the way around the whole inside. This is one thing that's kind of nice having that channel, is that we can really see what we have as far as what our pattern is going to look like. Now it is a little narrower. It's not, you can tell right here that my foot is clear of the edge of the template, so we have some space, and that's going to show us how much clearance you have between the inside stitch and the outside stitch. Oh, these threads. I always get tangled up with myself. If you get off, which I moved my template a little bit, just reposition before you go too much farther. There is some forgiveness in this because, you know, wishbones are that way. Now, once I come back, here's where I started. I'm going to go ahead and stitch all the way down to my line down here at the bottom. And so just don't move the template and stitch right over the top of where you've already gone. Now here, let's get rid of those threads. I want to come over on this side. Looks like I still have a thread. We need an easy fix for these threads, Stacy. Do you have any solutions for that? So once, just rotate the whole template. This isn't like the winding ways where we spin and go from A to B again. We just turn the whole template. Here's where we were, right up there. Let me turn this around so you can see that part. We're going to move in here, rotate the whole thing, and reposition just like we did, lining up on that marked line and right here.
It looks like there's markings all over that template to be able to do that. So that's amazing.
There are quite a few markings, but because our design options are so varied, I don't have any previous stitch marks like a lot of the templates do, but we have the verticals and horizontals and all of those to help out with.
And it does seem like a really, really simple template though.
It is. It's fairly easy to use. So let's see where I am. I want to come up here about 1/2 of an inch. There isn't a marking for this, so we're just going to have to kind of look and see. And let's turn this so you can see what we're doing. Now I'm going to rotate the template because we have different lines to line up with. And I didn't go quite far enough.
I see what you're doing though. You're trying to line up that center line with the marked line that you have there, right?
Exactly. And
Mm-hmm.
so we want that center line right here on our marked line. And then up here, our top or bottom, whichever way you want to refer it, is on the other marked line. So once we travel back on that previous stitch, we're ready to go right here. Doesn't matter which way you go. This is kind of the fun part about ruler work. Now this isn't on this tip end of it. It's not a sharp point. You can see it has a little curved tip, so it's a rounded point. Okay, here's where we rotated and turned, but we want to come back and be on our line right here. So we can now turn our template like this and reposition it again. So it may be just a little bit confusing when you very first get started, but I think maybe mark it out on one of the design pads first off and try that with some stitching line discs so you can practice on paper and kind of get the feel for them. It's pretty easy to hang on to. I have quite a bit of stable tape on here because my fabric was kind of slippery and I was trying to let it not move around on me. So that's what's great with the staple tape. If we're having some slippage or sliding, just add a little bit more to it. So here we are now. We have completed that particular pattern, which is our 4-corner Celtic knot. But let's do something a little different here. I don't know how it's going to turn out. Let's see if we can get lined up over here.
Just an update, we're getting real close to getting to another $10 giveaway. We've got about 10 more shares to go on that one. So if you share on the Facebook page, then we're going to go ahead and give away $10 in So Study dollars to for every 25 shares. So and then another chance to win the whole set is going to be going on over to the So Study page, where on Facebook and sharing on the post pinned to the top of the page what you're inspired to do with this template. Is it going to be cowboy spurs? Is it going to be maybe ocean theme with the coral? What do you see with this template? Tulips, that was another favorite one I saw.
I kind of thought the mistletoe was interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool too.
So here, I don't know what we're going to end up with. I just rotated from a different location and let's just see where that's going. Follow it all the way around. Sometimes we get some real interesting designs just by playing a little bit. But we do need to get to a spot where we can rotate.
Oh yeah, a question came in. Someone asked, what size of block and template are you using right now?
This particular template is a 3.5 inch. And so for our pattern that we would do here, we're going to end up with about a 4-inch pattern with this because we're overlapping on top of itself. If that answers the question. This is going to get a little crazy, I think. We probably don't want to go much further with this. But you can see how all the variations can come about just simply by rotating or even changing and going to a different size. So let's just cut the thread. I don't know that that's a pattern I would use anywhere. Would probably go ahead and finish it out and add a couple of more at these other sides. But it kind of makes me think of some of the Star Trek images that I've seen on some of those shows. This one here is a real easy pattern, and we're going to line up on our center line and just stay on that center line. So we're going to stitch in both sides in both directions right there along that. I'm going to start on the right hand side because that's the direction we'll be traveling. Well, I'm real curious to see what all the ideas are that people come up with as far as what they can do with these fun templates. They're real easy to use. They have some markings, but not to the point where you can't tell where you're going. Sometimes I've seen templates where there's so many lines on them, it's confusing figuring out which way is up. So we're going to go all the way around. I'm just going to go right over those threads and keep them out of my way. Okay, once we're back over here at our horizontal center line where we started, we're going to turn the template around and stitch the opposite direction right here where it is. So we're going to rotate and reposition. So we're still on the outside edge, so we want to stay on that outside edge and find our center line. And now we'll stitch the upper part. So this pattern right here is really a good one for an edge to edge, or even by doing multiple rows continuously across the quilt, or a border. So if you had a 6-inch border, you could use the 4.5-inch template because the height of the template is the width of our stitch pattern. Back here at center again. Now for our next one, we just simply slide the template over. So this one cannot get any easier as long as we keep the needle in the right place. So we only have a center line to follow, so it's real easy for edge to edge. And our spacing, if we're using this is a 3.5-inch template and we wanted our next set of pattern to come right over here, we would simply measure down that same 3.5 inches for our next center line that we would mark. So we wouldn't have to have a ton of markings on our quilt, but we do need some so we know where we are. Go all the way around. This is really easy pattern. And depending on, if you're using the 4.5-inch template, then of course that's going to be the size of your border. We spin it in place, slide to the other arm, and line it back up on our horizontal center, and stay on the outside and repeat. So it's kind of a crisscross type pattern, and there is overstitching involved in it, but it doesn't give you a big thread buildup.
I loved a post that was on that Facebook page that someone suggested they could make a kids quilt and they could play a game where they make a wish with it.
Oh, great.
I thought that's fun. What a great idea.
What about a Make-A-Wish quilt?
There you go.
So now we're doing overstitching back over so we can create our next pattern, and we want to come back over to that same location on the outside so we can move our template. So this is really fast and not real hard to do. So if we're doing all over quilting, this is a nice size here because it's going to give you some texture without being too horribly overstitched. This size, or the 4.5, would still leave a little bit of puffiness and texture. Whoops, went too far. Stop at that line. Now turn it around and reposition. So you can see here, while I'm talking and messing it up, we can still have it come out nicely. I like all of the intricate little interior lattice work that gets created with that overlapping. So this is our second spin and go around. So let's just go on around. Actually, let's go back so we don't have to go as far. As long as you don't move your hands or the template, you're going to be able to stitch right where you were when you're doing that backtracking. You want to stop right on the far right-hand side of your last pattern, right on your center line, so you can reposition the template and be in line for your next spot. Let's take that out and take a look at it. So I think that gives you an idea of what we're doing here. So if we were just to continue this same pattern all the way across, you could space them up to, I wouldn't go more than 1/2 inch between my rows, 1/4 inch, or even just enough where you're going to come right along at these tip edges and connect right there.
So great. I just love that. We're going to give everybody just a few more minutes to go ahead and contribute to enter to win the template set. And then Donna, did you have any other designs you were wanting to share today?
Well, I have a whole bunch of them, but we don't have to do them all, of course.
Okay.
Mostly wanted to show how easy this template is to read and to see and to go where you need to go. So if anyone has any questions or anything out there, I'm happy to look at those or even try and answer them, or maybe do some special stitching.
Yeah, maybe if you got the handout, is there one design that you haven't seen yet that you absolutely would love to see her create?
That isn't super involved.
That isn't super involved. Yeah, that too.
I say that because we try to keep our time without running over too much.
That's very true. So let's take a look. Let's see if we have one more giveaway. And then I thought I would go ahead and announce what our final giveaway is today. Donna is just a prolific designer. So for a long time, she was doing amazing work with obviously the Westerly Design templates. She is a Westerly Design accredited teacher. She worked directly alongside with Leonie West, the designer of the Westerly Design template line, which is 1,000 plus templates and going. And Leonie is also a prolific designer. So Donna, I see a lot of similarities between Donna and Leonie, and just their ability to create amazing designs. And what you're seeing here is just a lot of ideas that Donna has come up with on her own. Did you self-teach yourself Corel to be able to do a lot of that design work, Donna?
I used in my former life, AutoCAD a lot.
Okay.
So
Okay.
transitioning to Corel was pretty easy.
Yeah. So Donna created a whole series. We charged Donna with the goal of creating inspiration for folks that were looking for ideas on how to quilt their quilts. How many of you have sat down with your quilt top and said, I just don't know how I want to quilt this? I guarantee you that if there was a show of hands, we would see a lot of people answer that yes, you've sat down and just wondered how in the world you were going to quilt that quilt. So Donna went out and she actually created different design patterns for 13 traditional patchwork blocks. And so those 13 patchwork blocks are log cabin, flying geese. She created a Dresden block. She created a what's the chains block. I think a lot of the blocks that you see here are they have multiple names: a carpenter's star, a card trick block. So she created 4 different quilt designs for every single one of these traditional quilt blocks. So what we are now doing, and we're going to be highlighting this tomorrow in a class on our Sioux City University called Essence of Tradition, where we're going to be highlighting 3 of these patterns. We're going to be highlighting the log cabin, the flying geese, and the Dresden patterns in classes, where we're going to she's going to be creating one of the designs and showing you some different inspiration on what you can do when you're quilting one of these traditional quilts, whether it's a log cabin or so on. So what our final giveaway today for one participant is going to be one of these classes. So one of these classes would be, I'm just going to go ahead and pick. We're going to go ahead and go with the card trick quilt. So this is the pattern that one of you lucky winners is going to win. And with that pattern, you're going to be receiving a class that you can download the pattern with the 4 different designs along with the video on the Sioux City University. And so this is an amazing opportunity. And then with that, we are also going to be mailing out one of our amazing notebook binders, because we have a great way to be able to store all of these templates. A notebook binder was created as part of the full series when we originally launched it, to give people a way to be able to store all of their templates. So again, Donna is done so much with rulers, from obviously all of the Westerly design tools to creating rulers that are to creating designs with those to creating her own rulers. So I just wanted to do that as our final giveaway. We're going to do it as the card trick pattern. Donna said I got to pick which pattern, so I went ahead and picked card trick for you guys.
That's a great choice.
And oh, there's Donna. She is making another design, guys. Look at me. I just talked away and she is busy, busy, busy. So this is one of the spinning designs. I like that, Donna. So you're just doing a pivot around a center point there?
Exactly. I just lightly marked 8 rotations, and now I'm working from the center and stitching right aligned from center out. And you can see, kind of a snowflake-ish. It's just pretty versatile here. I'm going to move my fabric so you can see that, working on a big quilt, we wouldn't do that, but this isn't a big quilt. So rotates from center, align our vertical center, stitch all the way around. This one doesn't require any backtracking or overstitching. There is some overlapping where we stitch across our previous lines. Back to center. Let's rotate again. Line up back here and get back in location. And now we're ready for this next pattern. So this is with 8 rotations. If we were to do more, 12, 16, etc., we end up with different designs. This is kind of the cool part about these wishbones. They look pretty simple and ordinary just looking at them, like what are they doing with that? But
oh, just a fun one came in. They said reindeer antlers.
It's exactly right.
I love it. This is a great holiday theme.
So looks like everybody's getting ready for maybe some Christmas in July, huh?
Yeah, there you go. I love it.
Reindeer antlers and mistletoe and turkey.
And yeah, I love that. We are just 2 shares away from giving away another $10 on the Sew Steady Facebook or website. So just 2 shares away.
So this, you can see here, just during the few minutes that we were talking, maybe 5 or 10 minutes at most, was able to stitch out this pattern. I used the 2.5-inch template, and so I have a 5-inch diameter circle. This would be kind of cool in cornerstones of a border, or even connecting them here and do a continuous row of snowflakes. So, just all kinds of cool things that we can do. I wish we had all day to just play.
Right. Well, let's go ahead and officially take a look at some of the inspiration and ideas that folks were sharing on our Facebook page here. Someone was, talking about the medallion look. They really love the medallion look of this, which I definitely see that as well. Another one said that they could see the design in the open white blocks of her red and white Irish chain quilt top. So putting that on an Irish chain quilt top. I love that. Someone else said they thought that this design here looks like a kaleidoscope. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Of course, we shared some of the other fun ones earlier, like the coral designs and the sea theme, the spurs and a cowboy quilt, the antlers. We just talked about that one. But so many great ideas here. So, I think that we're going to go ahead and officially pick a winner for all of these amazing ideas that we got. So we're going to pick one winner here. And let's see who the lucky winner is. Ooh, I like this one. The winner is Meta Bonnell. She is the lucky winner of the template set, and she said she's imagining an oriental quilt. It reminds her of chrysanthemums.
Oh,
Chrysanthemums. I think I said that right. I love that. So yeah, an oriental quilt with chrysanthemums. I can't say that fast or slow, guys. There you go. Thanks, Donna. Thanks, Donna. But Meta, you are the lucky winner of that template set. So please go ahead and email us at info@sewsteady.com, and we will go ahead and announce, get your information so we can mail you out the correct thickness of template, because this does come in 3 thicknesses, right, Donna?
exactly. We have them all: long arm, high shank, and low shank.
That's right. And then we'll go ahead and pick, let's see where we're at on shares. Do we get to go ahead and give one more $10 away? Let's see where we're at on shares. And it looks like we're still at 48, guys. So you have to go to our Sew Steady page to go ahead and do a share. And well, in the meantime, I will pick the winner of the card trick pattern series. And again, that pattern series is just incredible, because not only are you winning or you're going to be getting inspired by one design for that card trick pattern, but you're going to be inspired with I think there's got to be at least 8 different designs in there, because not only does Donna in that essence, not only does she show you just a single 6-inch block design, but then she goes on to show you how you can take that 6-inch block design and make it an overall quilt design. So so many awesome possibilities with that. Okay, so we're gonna pick a winner. We're gonna pick a winner to the Essence of Tradition card trick, and that is going to be Jenny Tuttle. Yeah, and I know, Jenny, did you already do that whole series? She may have.
I think she might have.
Okay, so we'll have to do a different gift for Jenny then, I think. But we're gonna pick one other person, because I think Jenny already won it, and we still want one lucky winner to be able to get into this that maybe hasn't done the series yet. I'm going to go ahead and say Betsy Cobbs. So Jenny, we're going to do the $10 for you, and Betsy Cobbs, you're going to win the card trick series, pattern series and class on our Sew Steady University. And that is part of the Essence of Tradition series. So Betsy Cobbs, you are the winner of that. And just so you know, any of you that are interested in the Essence of Tradition and all of those amazing patterns that Donna created, check them out on our page. This week, if you purchase any of those patterns, you get the free notebook that will be shipping off to you, and you can start organizing those patterns and putting your own ideas in there. It's a great little notebook to store that. It even comes with little clear sleeve protectors that you can actually store your templates into. So it's a handy little thing with that. So Betsy, you are the winner of that class. Again, it's the Essence of Tradition. And just a reminder, we are doing that class tomorrow. So visit our Sew Steady events page. Let me see if I can take you over there really quick. Visit our Sew Steady events page, and you can sign up if you wanted to take advantage of that class we're offering tomorrow I think it's at 10 a.m. tomorrow, Donna.
I think it is too.
And that's going to be the Essence of Tradition. You can click right there to sign up. I'll go ahead and put a link in here if you want to go ahead and sign up for that events. And you can check out all the events that we have going on at Sew Steady right there. Some of them are virtual and some of them are live. We show our quilt shows, classes, and everything right there. So I think we're going to have one more winner here today. I just know it. for $10. Again, Jenny, we're going to go ahead and do the $10 for you since you've already done the Essence series. And we're going to pick one more winner. All right. Yay. So, Donna, let's see here. You've got the handout there that we gave everyone. So the lucky winner for the, let's see here. We're going to do one more winner from our shares. And let's see who that's going to be. All right, we're going to make that Tamara Burkas. You are the final winner. And that is Tamara Burkas as the $10 to our So City page. So I think we've picked all our winners today, and we're super excited to have all of you join us for this series. What do we have going on next week, Donna?
Oh, well, I think we're just going to throw it up to the stars and see what comes out.
I like that. Well, then let's go ahead and plan on showing off some star templates next week. We thought that would be a great template to show off if anybody's finishing up maybe some 4th of July projects, then this star template could be just what you need. So Donna has an amazing star series that we're going to be showing off for all of you. And so join us next week live for a chance to be part of that amazing event. And again, it's Wednesday Wonders at 1 p.m. Pacific time. So we'll look forward to seeing you then, everyone. And congratulations to all the winners today. Take advantage of that Wishbone template, brand new on the So Steady Facebook or website. And then, of course, that handout is free. We've posted that for you a few different times here. So go ahead and take advantage of that as well. Thanks so much, everyone.
Stacy, I have a quick question here. I'm wondering, do we have anywhere special that we'd like to see folks post their design images?
Oh, yeah, I would say, well, let's definitely have them post those designs into that Westerly by Me. While I know that this is a DM quilting template, those are all, and it's inspiration based for all of our Westerly quilters, and this is definitely part of that family. So Westerly by Me is a great place to post your inspiration for your quilting designs that you have there.
Well, very good. Well, congratulations to all the winners, and all of you are all stars to me.
Absolutely. So we'll look forward to seeing some of your amazing designs as you get some of those. I can't wait to see the coral and some of the maybe cowboy themed designs that are going to be coming out of this too.
I think we're going to get some interesting combinations.
I do too.
I want to see some template.
Oh, someone was asking, did someone win the Wishbone templates? Yes, we did have someone win the Wishbone templates. The person that won the Wishbone templates was Meta. Wasn't that right? Yeah, and she won with her comment on the Oriental have the chrysanthemums. That's what it was. So we did have a winner for those. All right, everyone. Well, thank you again for joining us, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next week for some more amazing designs from Donna McCauley. And don't forget to sign up for that event tomorrow. If you haven't done the Essence, you haven't gotten inspired, you're going to love that series. We're showing 3 of those patterns tomorrow.